I was 18. I dropped out with my older brother. So he says, we need to burn the boats. We'll put our best effort in. And we have nothing to go back to. We need this to work. We'd call people up and be like, hey, Nadia, I know you have AT&T. Why don't you switch your AT&T plan to your Millions card? And then someone like Nadia would be like, I don't know how. It's so hard. I haven't done this in like years. So came to engineering, which is me, CTO of Not, and said, hey, can we automate this? And I said, yeah. And that's kind of how we got started. We were like a debit card company. We decided to do this pivot to Not. And then we went to American Express and we said, hey, we built this thing. And they said, we literally have that same problem. And they were actually one of our first customers.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Nadia's Lab. Today, I'm in New York City, and I am joined by brilliant, intelligent, young Kieran O'Reilly. Kieran, thank you for joining me. I'm very excited to have a chat with you. Kieran is a co-founder and chief technology officer at Not. He's also someone with a very exciting journey and a lot of previous experiences. So Kieran, do you want to tell me a little bit about yourself and what is it that you do? And can you tell me a little bit about the company that you co-founded with your brother, I believe? Not.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you so much for having me, Nadia. I'm so excited to be on Nadia's Lab. My name's Kieran O'Reilly, co-founder of Not. I started it with my older brother, Rory. We've been doing startups for the last 12 years. The first startup we created was actually called GIFs.com. It was an online video editing website. You can make animated GIFs, GIFs. We had this really cool hack 12 years ago. You'd be on like youtube.com. You'd be watching a video. You could put GIF in front of the URL. It would take you to a website called gifyoutube.com, which would take you to gifs.com, let you make animated GIFs of it. We did a number of other startups. Most recently, we created a startup 5 years ago for people like my parents. My parents are very much like pay what you got kind of people. Like they don't do credit. They're like debit or cash. Like don't take on.
Same like me.
Yeah, like don't do like big loans.
Don't trust anything. Yeah.
And so, but then you don't get points.
Yeah, that's true. I don't get any points.
And we wanted to like make something for them. So we made a debit card company called Millions, where you can win cash, prizes, your last purchase free, a chance to win $1 million. And we made that for people like our parents, grew it on social media, got to 3 million followers on social media, launched the card program. But it was so hard to run a debit card program. Money movement in the US is really slow. There's a lot of fraud. People, we'd call people up and be like, hey, Nadia, I know you have AT&T. You're talking to me on the phone. Why don't you switch your AT&T plan to your Millions card? And then someone like Nadia would be like, I don't know how. It's so hard. I haven't done this in like years. And we would be like, let's get on a call. I'll teach you how to do it. Walk you through it. We'll give you a reward. And they'd say, okay. 5 menus later, we'd figure out they're on a family plan, a prepaid plan, a business plan, a legacy plan from 30 years ago, where they're writing a check in to AT&T to switch their, to pay their bill every month. And there's no confirmation screen, nothing. So I came to engineering, which is me, CTO of Not, and said, hey, can we automate this? And I said, yeah. 12 years ago, I was automatically downloading these GIFs. Of course, we can do that. And that's kind of how we got started.
Oh, wow. That's impressive. And okay, so Not as a platform is offering card on file switching for hundreds of online merchant accounts. What exactly is card on file switching? You kind of explained it, but can you explain it a bit more? And why did it take so long for solutions like this to exist?
Yeah, definitely. So card on file switching is when you get a new bank account or a new credit card and you have your existing subscriptions on 20, 30 different merchants. You have your Apple, you have your Venmo, you have your Uber, you have your Amazon Prime, you have all these places, your phone bill, where your card's on file. And now you get a new card, you want to get the Amex card, you want to get a brand new, bank. And you have to manually go one by one and figure out, how do I do this switch? How do I add my card? Oh, my card's expired there. And you have to do this, by hand, which takes the consumer a lot of time. And so traditionally people have just had to deal with it and go from there. And the technology to do it is actually quite hard. These merchants do not have easily programmable ways to do this switch, and that's why the technology hasn't been there. I think we were really coming from a different angle where we wanted to make this magical experience for the consumer,
Yeah.
even if it was difficult to do. So like I think we, threw our heart into it and figure out creative ways to create that programmable experience.
Amazing. And many people don't think twice where their card is stored online. Why should we be thinking about this?
I think as the consumer, it is really good to know where your card is or what merchants you have, because you don't want to have that like extra charge. Like
Yeah.
you don't want to have like 2 YouTube TV subscriptions, and then you don't want to have like some merchant that you're paying for that you've forgotten about for like a year, and then you
That's
get the
the
bill.
worst. Yeah.
Or, sometimes you're just like, sometimes like you have a deal like with your bank, and they'll have like a free, year of some Walmart Plus or something. And then it's like now you're paying for it, but if you use this, you get the deal. It's like for American Express, if you put your American Express on Uber, you get $15 every month. So it's like you might as well just, do those things, save money,
Yeah.
be financially, like get the best.
Responsible, get
Yeah.
the best, save money, and just like know what you subscribe to, what you're
Yeah.
paying for, and get the best deals.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Financial hygiene.
Has said financial hygiene. I like that. I like that. So you co-founded your company in 2021, but you're already working with major institutions like American Express. How did you achieve this? How did you build this trust so quickly?
Oh, that's a great story. So when we started out, we were like a debit card company,
Okay.
and we decided to do this pivot to not,
Okay.
because we built this, we're building this product, and we went to other small challenger banks like ourselves who are our competitors.
Yeah.
And we said, hey, we built this thing.
Yeah.
And a few of them were like, that's amazing. We have that same problem. Like, let's launch. And then we went to American Express, which was like a huge jump. And we said, hey, we built this thing. And they said, we literally have that same problem. And so we're very fortunate enough to work with them. They took a lot longer to, vet the solution and integrate and do the security analysis, all that, than, some of these small challenger banks who also, had to do a lot of work on that. But I think over the course of about a year, we were able to launch American Express. And they were actually one of our first customers.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Insane. I love that story. And tell me a little bit more about your background. I know you have a very interesting background. You went to Harvard, right? And then after a year, you decided to drop out of Harvard. Yes, exactly that. So what made you, first of all, how was Harvard? How was studying at Harvard?
Oh yeah, Harvard's great. I mean, I was like the type of student who like, I was like president of like 3 different clubs in high school. I was captain of the track team, cross country team. So I was like doing a lot in high school. And I think in the back of your head, you're always like, well, I'm doing this, some of it because it's interesting, but some things you're like, oh, well, I want to go into a good college,
Yeah.
It's always like, the idea is always like, oh, you want to go to a good college, get a good job, things like that.
Thanks for your CV as well.
Yeah, right. And Harvard was amazing. Like some of my best friends, super smart people, really great experience.
Yeah.
I recommend it.
And was it really difficult to get into Harvard, or?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I guess it's difficult.
It's easy when you're smart, I guess.
I mean, once you got in, you're like, oh, I got in. So like, who knows if it was difficult? But I mean, there's like a lot of like I like help a bunch of kids with their essays occasionally, and I think it's pretty difficult. You see people who have like amazing scores and amazing essays and amazing story and amazing, extracurriculars, and they don't get in. I think it's because they get like 54,000 applicants a year. So it's like picking oranges. You have like a pile of oranges, and like, is this a good orange? You're like, I don't really know, maybe, So I guess it's like
luck, I guess.
Yeah, there's definitely luck involved. You apply to as many schools as you can.
But you decided to drop out of Harvard. Was this a big decision? Was it, something you've been planning, or was it very like random? You woke up one morning and decided to do so?
Yeah, I was 18.
Oh, wow.
So maybe it should have been a bigger decision. I dropped out with my older brother, which I think was the best decision I've ever made. And actually, before we dropped out, we were just gonna, we went to work on it. Our project during summer was called, the GIF thing, and my brother told me that we should have the mentality that we've already dropped out and we have nothing to go back to. He said that he saw people the year before, because my brother also went to Harvard, and they were like a bunch of Harvard guys, big ambition. Oh, we're going to build this startup. And then later in the summer, he's messaged them, oh, how's it going? And they're like, we'll just go back to school. We could just go back to that. And they didn't put their heart and their soul into it.
Yeah.
And so he says, we need to burn the boats, put our back against the wall. And if you do that, then, we'll put our best effort in. And of course, like we know, like we can always go back to Harvard if this doesn't work out. But for this summer, we dropped out. We have nothing to go back to. We need this to work. And I think that motivation, that mindset helped overcome, because I only had taken one CS course at Harvard. I had like learned coding in high school, but it was like one formal CS course. So I had to learn a lot. I had to build a lot. I didn't go outside. So it was just like, you have to really be hungry to do that. And if you're not, then someone else will be.
Yeah, that's very true. But what I'm seeing is that more and more young people are doing what you did. They're dropping out of, these prestigious universities that people are dying to get into, and to start their own company. And a lot of times quite successfully. Some people also going to something like Thiel Fellowship, and you were part of Thiel Fellowship. I don't know if you want to talk a bit more about it, but why do you think people are doing this? I mean, for you, I guess you also had your brother as a motivation, and you were quite motivated to do something else, but like it's not just yourself, right?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of things. I think one is creativity.
Yeah.
If you go work for someone, you're just like building the vision that they have for the world, which is like great if you believe in that vision. But if you're like, okay, like one, I think that if you're young in your career, you should try to learn as much as you can, because like things compound over time. So it's like, okay, you want to learn, you want to be around smart people, and you want to do something where you can use the full, your full brain. You want to be creative. And I think if you just take a job, well, then you don't necessarily know, if you haven't worked there before, you haven't interned there, you don't know if the people are all smart. You only know the people who interviewed you. And if it's a large company, you might be on a team where it's really challenging. So a startup, less people, you can see them, meet them, be like, okay, these are smart people I respect. You have opportunity to do things, so you learn a lot. And you also have like incentive too. Like you have ownership in the company. You can really make something. Growing up, my parents were kind of entrepreneurs as well. My dad used to sell sneakers, and me and my brother used to go with him and like give out flyers and stuff. And it's back-breaking work, and the internet has just made business. So I think starting a company is one of those things where you can compound exponentially your knowledge, because you get to pick, what do you work on? I care about this. This is my worldview. I believe that I'm someone capable of making a change in the world. And I think this is a new mindset that a lot of young people are adopting, that potentially in the past people thought, oh, like I think we just do the status quo. I think things are good. But I think young people are more receptive to that idea of like, we can change things. We don't just need to inherit this world. I should be able to pick, find people that I think are smart to work with, or work at startups, or work at something that has a mission.
Yeah, absolutely. No, that's great. I mean, I guess it all comes from, who are you? Do you have a mission, and are you motivated enough, and you don't need any teachers and professors, helping you with that motivation. And where do you see future of consumer fintech going in next 3 to 5 years?
That's a great question. 3 to 5 years. So like 2030. I would say that every bank uses not API or something similar. I would say that banks are more AI enabled. I would say that the consumer has more control over their data. Yeah, I think those three things are definitely going to happen.
And what inspired you and your brother to start your company, Not? Was there any point, any personal pain point, something that really annoyed you, and you were like, you know what, this needs to be done. Someone needs to create this solution and start this company?
Definitely. We would watch the users struggle and they really wanted to use our product, they would put their social security number in when they signed up. They would, spend all this time waiting for their card, activating it, and they want to use it, but then it's just like time wasted that they don't, they have to go update and they have to think. And it's like, the user wants to use it, let them use it.
Yeah, absolutely. And as a pharmacist, so we're approaching the end, and as a pharmacist, I like to ask this everyone: is there any supplement or kind of like personal wellness hack, foods, something that you eat or take to help you stay concentrated and maybe relax, avoid stress?
The Queen Bee immunity supplement. It's an immunity shot, and it'll help you stay healthy. It's got bee ingredients like royal honey. Check it out.
This is not sponsored. This is Kieran's honest answer. Thank you so much, Kieran.
Oh, thank you so much,
joining
Nadia.
me today. I'm very excited for the future of your company and for what new inventions you will possibly create.
I appreciate you so much. Like and subscribe. Rate 5 stars.
Thank you guys for
Nadia's
watching.
Lab.
Join us next week as well. Bye.
Nadia Labs. Like and subscribe.